Oh my gosh, I so need to get my other pieces to show you. I'm going to go get them now. I've drawn these tunnels before. So yesterday on day 5 I drew for the prompt dodge, and I drew a figure dodging a bullet behind Big Ted. Now where's she going to go? She can't go forward into that white space because I'm going to draw something else there on another day. So she can escape downwards or upwards, but in the midst of trauma like this you have no map. Anybody that's lived through any sort of trauma knows that all routes become closed off. Your normal way of moving stops. The map basically explodes. So I want to represent that today for the prompt map. And coming off that exploded map, I'm going to create some tunnels. Now I've drawn these tunnels before. I'm going to show you where in a minute, but they are to represent either sliding down a chute in shock, in trauma, or crawling your way out of a dark hole after trauma. I've experienced both in my life, and I'm certain that I'm not the only one. And if you see here in these embroidered drawings, which are built onto block canvases, these are some of my old textile works, textile drawings, where you can see that idea of being kicked down a chute in shock. These are pieces based on being bullied as a fat kid. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but it will certainly kick you down the chute into a very dark place. So I've used this idea of the way you travel when you're in trauma or shocked or bullied before, and I do love that idea because it's a really clear representation, I think, of the way that you can feel. So that's the idea for the prompt map on my board book today. I'm just really going to draw those really simple stick figures coming off that exploded map to represent all of those things. There's not a lot of drawing here today on the board book, but hold still because there is another drawing coming. So there are the figures clawing and crawling their way out, and if you look, they're disappearing into books, and these figures sliding down the chute in shock are landing in a soft bed of toys. And I have to say, I've used both of those things as well to reground myself. I've lost myself in stories and in books and on bookshelves and libraries, and I've also lost myself in toys. I am a doll collector. Now, I did say there was another drawing coming. This is the other altered book that I'm working in for Inktober, and a few days ago I noticed these maps of the British Isles, and I could not see beyond the suggested images of 2 witches pushing their babies in pushchairs. That's all I could see. So let's have a bit of fun today, and let's do some magic map drawings, altering maps and just drawing what we see there. It's going to be fun. I'm having great fun with this. I'm turning these 2 maps of the British Isles into 2 witches taking their baby witches out on a walk in the witching hour. I've put this path in, and I'm trying to think of what setting they're in. But while we're having fun playing with maps, I just wondered, what if I just tear some bits of this old map, which I've got from the charity shop, just for a few pence. I love finding like papers like this, like sewing patterns or old maps. I just think it's brilliant. And what about if I just tear things and stick them down and see if the map can give us some sort of direction for what to draw. Do you remember when we were kids and we would do like scribbles? You would just like scribble in felt tip pen all over a page and then make images from the scribbles, kind of like a map version of one of those pictures, just to see if we can find an outline within there of a kind of witchy setting. I just thought that might be really fun. Now, I did this last year unintentionally. There was a prompt, it wasn't last year, it might have been the year before. There was a prompt called Outpost, and I wanted to do the drawing of an outpost on a map, because an outpost is like the difference between here and there. So I thought I could do a map as a background. I had no idea what to draw for the actual piece itself, but I just thought outpost is linked to location, so let's use the map as a base to draw on. So I just thought we'll just glue the map pages down and have a think while you're gluing the map down of what to draw. I was really stuck on the prompt, and as I was gluing the map pieces down, I just thought about family scapegoating and how kind of my family turned me into an outpost. They're all there and I'm over here. I'm going for another piece of map so it doesn't all look the same, if you wonder what I'm doing. Oh, look, we've got Paris. Let's put that on there as well. And I was trying to think of how to kind of express that in a drawing, that idea of family scapegoating as an outpost, and the only thing that I could think of was how it had made me feel, like completely destroyed and on my knees and just destroyed basically. And I just had no idea. I had no idea how to draw that emotional destruction. And then when I turned the map pages that I'd glued down, the pieces of the map that I'd glued down the other way up, that image of a girl collapsed in despair was right there. It had literally drawn itself. So for me, I've never used maps like that since that moment, but that moment, it just felt like pure magic. It really did. It felt like absolute magic. Shall I put some along here? I think I might put a little bit this side of the path as well. So ever since then, I've been really interested to have another go at sort of map magic to see if it would work again or whether it was just a one-off. So I'm going to see if we can find an image here, whether something will draw itself here or not. I'm going to put another little piece of this here. I have no idea what I'm going to draw yet. We're going to let the map tell us what to draw. Let's move that across a bit. Oh, this is so much fun. So it doesn't have to be all stressful, your art. It can be like, this is like real play. I'm really excited about this. This feels like magic and play and art all rolled into one. So I'm going to leave those pieces to dry. It looks great already. I'm going to finish doing the witches here. I might put a moon up in the background because they're out on the witching hour, and we'll see what we can find here as well. So firstly, let's finish the two witches on this side of the double page spread. It was just bizarre how clear they were to me. I almost couldn't see the maps because it was so clear, and they really have both taken on a personality of their own due to the colouring of the maps. It was quite extraordinary. Now, the maps I put on the front of the path this side, they look like little mini volcanoes to me. So I thought, let's have some self-erupting boulders on the path. It's worthy of a late night witching hour walk for witches, exploding volcanic boulders in the park. And I actually think that I found names for the two babies as well. There is the word Whistly on one side and April on the other. So I think they're little boy and little girl babies under the moon being taken a walk by their witchy moms. Now this side, that just looks like an eye to me. I think it's bizarre that I ripped that. And then here, can you see like a white tree trunk with red branches? Perhaps this is some strange sort of tree, and these could be matching flowers. So a tree with red branches coming up and over here with an eyeball hanging from it. How about that to add to this late night park scene? Trees and eyeballs and flowers with eyeballs. I think that's what we're going to do. So that was so much fun, and you can see how this can generate imagery that you would never dream of drawing. Letting a map draw for itself, and look at the characters that I found, and just the idea for witchy settings. This could be taken further in, say, oil paintings, and could really develop like a story and a world building, literally world building with maps. So I've had great fun today, guys. I hope that's giving you some ideas to play with magic maps as well. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for day number 6.